Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Tuesday, October 12th, 2021. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's Major League Baseball playoff games, look ahead to today's games. We'll recap last night's Monday Night Football game, and then we will look to tonight's college game between App State and Louisiana Lafayette. The NHL is back tonight. We'll preview and pick the games that are being played. My NHL top 100 players list, my NBA point guard ranking, news and notes, Dancing with the Stars, and my best bet of the day. We'll start in the Major League Baseball playoffs. 3 games yesterday. One of them got rained out, and the postponement is until this afternoon. That is the Astros and the White Sox, which we'll get to. And the Braves defeated the Brewers 3-0 to take a 2-1 series lead. Ian Anderson the win, Adrian Houser the loss, Will Smith the save. And the difference in this game, a pinch hit 3-run homer by Jack Peterson. Red Sox over the Rays 6-5 in Game 4 to advance to the ALCS on a walk-off sac fly by Kike Hernandez. Garrett Whitlock the win, JP Friesen the loss. So the Red Sox, are they the wonk team this year? The team that started off great, faltered in the second half, and then came together towards the very, very bitter end of the regular season and into the postseason? Looks like it. And it's just a very dismal and disappointing ending for the Rays, who by many people were looked upon as the team to beat in the American League. Giants over the Dodgers 1-0 to take a 2-1 series lead. Getting the win was Tyler Rogers, lost Max Scherzer, and Camilo Doval gets the save. The difference in this game, a solo homer in the top of the 5th inning by Evan Longoria. And as I mentioned earlier, Astros White Sox postponed. Makeup date today. So 3 games today, 2 o'clock on Fox Sports 1. You have the Astros and the White Sox, Lance McCullers Jr. and Carlos Rodon. So the Astros go to McCullers on full rest now that the rain out that benefits them here. But they're still a -102 dog. The White Sox -116 over under 8.5. Overs -114, unders -106. Astros -1.5 is +162. White Sox +1.5 is -200. So Astros favored on the run line, but the White Sox are favored on the money line, which is interesting. I had White Sox in 5 in the series, so I'm going to lay the -116 with Chicago and stick to my gut, and they'll force a Game 5. 5:15 on TBS, you have the Brewers and the Braves. The Braves have a chance to close out tonight. You got two teams that have been pitching very well, but they haven't announced their starting pitchers yet. The Braves are -142. The Brewers are +120 over under 8.5. Overs -115. Unders -105. Brewers +1.5 is -162. Braves -1.5 is +136. I'm going with Milwaukee. I think it's going to be Corbin Burns on short rest. They'll force a Game 5 on Thursday. At 9 o'clock on TBS, you have the Giants and the Dodgers. Anthony DeSclafani, and I bet you it's going to be Walker Buehler on short rest. Dodgers -162. Giants are +136 over under 8. -110 each way. Giants +1.5 is -154. Dodgers -1.5 is +128. There's been barely any runs scored in this series other than Game 2. This is tough. I'm going to lay the Dodgers run line. I think that it's Buehler on short rest, and they force a Game 5. Okay, now we'll go over Monday Night Football from last night. It was an incredible game. Ravens come back from a double-digit deficit to defeat the Colts 31-25. The Ravens are 4-1. Indianapolis is 1-4. Lamar Jackson, 37 of 43, 442 yards and 4 touchdowns. What a career game for him. And Carson Wentz, 25 of 35, 402 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Mark Andrews, by the way, a career game for him. 11 receptions, 147 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Lamar on the ground, 14 carries for 62 yards. All right, now we'll talk college football. We have a game tonight between Appalachian State and Louisiana. 7:30 on ESPN2. I project Louisiana by 4.5, total 53-4. Meanwhile, it is App State by 4.5, and the total of 57.5. I am going to take Louisiana getting the 4.5 and plus 172 on the money line. I just can't believe that App State's favored on the road. And then if I had a second choice of a pick, the under. Because, like I said, my projection is about 4 points lower than the actual total. So, the pick for tonight against the spread and straight up, the Louisiana Lafayette Ragin' Cajuns. Okay, now I'm going to talk NHL, because tonight is the return of the NHL, not only just in general, but the return of the NHL on ESPN, as the network's going to have a doubleheader for us tonight. It's very, very exciting, in my opinion, to have hockey back on ESPN. The only 2 games tonight. The first one, 7:30 on ESPN, you have the Penguins and the Lightning. The Lightning are minus 210, or minus 245. The Penguins are a 2-1 dog. That's crazy. Over under 6. Overs minus 104. Unders minus 118. Pens plus 1.5 is minus 130. Lightning minus 1.5 is plus 108. I love the over. No Sidney Crosby. But I still think that Pittsburgh can score a little bit. And I think that the Lightning might just put on a clinic here on offense. I think this is going to be like a relatively competitive game, maybe empty net at the end, maybe like a 5-3 Lightning type of game. I can see Pittsburgh hanging around, even though they don't have Crosby or Malkin. So I'm going to go over 6, minus 104 for my pick of that game. And in the second one, 10:15 on ESPN, you have the Kraken and the Golden Knights. Vegas is minus 255. The Kraken plus 215. Over under 5.5. Overs plus 108. Unders minus 132. Kraken plus 1.5 is minus 114. Vegas minus 1.5 is minus 105. I'm going with the Vegas puck line. Vegas is so much better than the Kraken, and I think it's a mismatch. They have advantages everywhere on the ice. So give me Vegas minus 1.5 against the Seattle Kraken. And in terms of who's calling the games, it looks like that Sean McDonough will be calling Tampa-Pittsburgh with Ray Ferraro and Emily Kaplan. And then during the intermission, it's going to be Steve Levy, Mark Messier, Chris Chilios, and Barry Melrose. And then play-by-play in the second game, John Butchercross, Brian Boucher, in-game analyst, so they get him from NBC. And AJ Malesko comes over from NBC as well. So it's going to be a fun night. It's cool to see former guest of the podcast, John Butchercross, getting an opportunity to call hockey games on ESPN. So good for him. I'd like to have him on someday soon. All right, now I'm going to do my NHL top 100 players list. This is literally a list that and just combine all the players regardless of position and just rank them. 100, Connor Hellebuck, Jets. 99, Sergei Bobrovsky, Panthers. 98, John Klingberg, Stars. 97, Erik Karlsson, Sharks. 96, Mark Giordano, Kraken. 95, Jacob Markstrom, Flames. 94, Dougie Hamilton, Devils. 93, Sam Girard, Avalanche. 92, Mikhail Sergachev, Lightning. 91, Tyson Barrie, Oilers. 90, Brady Tkachuk, Senators. 89, Nikolaj Ehlers, Jets. 88, Philip Grubauer, Kraken. 87, Alex Nedeljkovic, Red Wings. 86, Juuse Saros, Predators. 85, Zach Werenski, Blue Jackets. 84, Jeff Petrie, Canadiens. 83, Shea Theodore, Golden Knights. 82, Robin Leonard, Golden Knights. 81, Brian Rust, Penguins. 80, Vincent Trocheck, Hurricanes. 79, Morgan Riley, Maple Leafs. 78, Torrey Krug, Blues. 77, Elias Lindholm, Flames. 76, Alex Pietrangelo, Golden Knights. 75, Chris Letang, Penguins. 74, Drew Doughty, Kings. 73, Darcy Kemper, Avalanche. 72, Travis Kelce, Flyers. 71, Martin Necas, Hurricanes. 70, Aaron Ekblad, Panthers. 69, Thomas Hertl, Sharks. 68, Taylor Hall, Bruins. 67, Alex DeBrincat, Blackhawks. 66, Kevin Fiala, Wild. 65, Oliver Bjorkstrand, Blue Jackets. 64, Kasperi Kapanen, Penguins. 63, Brock Besser, Canucks. 62, Sam Reinhart, Panthers. 61, Matt Barzal, Islanders. 60, Jamie Benn, Stars. 59, Quinn Hughes, Canucks. 58, Adam Fox, Rangers. 57, Miro Heiskanen, Stars. 56, Rasmus Dahlin, Sabres. 55, Anders Lee, Islanders. 54, Teuvo Teravainen, Hurricanes. 53, Sean Couturier, Flyers. 52, Max Pacioretty, Golden Knights. 51, William Nylander, Maple Leafs. 50, Philip Forsberg, Predators. 49, Evgeny Malkin, Penguins. 48, Anze Kopitar, Kings. 47, Jonathan Taves, Blackhawks. 46, Patrice Bergeron, Bruins. 45, Carey Price, Canadiens. 44, John Carlson, Capitals. 43, Jack Eichel, Sabres. 42, Tyler Seguin, Stars. 41, John Tavares, Maple Leafs. 40, Kyle Connor, Jets. 39, Gabriel Landeskog, Avalanche. 38, Kirill Kaprizov, Wild. 37, Jake Gensel, Penguins. 36, Nicholas Backstrom, Capitals. 35, Claude Giroux, Flyers. 34, Roman Josi, Predators. 33, Matt Tkachuk, Flames. 32, Charlie McAvoy, Bruins. 31, Andrei Svechnikov, Hurricanes. 30, Johnny Gaudreau, Flames. 29, Steven Stamkos, Lightning. 28, Vlad Tarasenko, Blues. 27, Brad Marchand, Bruins. 26, Jonathan Huberdeau, Panthers. 25, Mika Zibanejad, Rangers. 24, Alexander Barkov, Panthers. 23, Mark Stone, Golden Knights. 22, Braden Point, Lightning. 21, Ryan O'Reilly, Blues. 20, Elias Pettersson, Canucks. 19, Blake Wheeler, Jets. 18, Mitchell Marner, Maple Leafs. 17, Seth Jones, Blackhawks. 16, David Pastrnak, Bruins. 15, Mikko Rantanen, Avalanche. 14, Sebastian Aho, Hurricanes. 13, Cale Makar, Avalanche. 12, Mark Sheffley, Jets. 11, Andrei Vasilevsky, Lightning. 10, Patrick Kane, Blackhawks. 9, Artemi Panarin, Rangers. 8, Alexander Ovechkin, Capitals. 7, Leon Draisaitl, Oilers. 6, Sidney Crosby, Penguins. 5, Austin Matthews, Maple Leafs. 4, Nikita Kucherov, Lightning. 3, Victor Hedman, Lightning. 2, Nathan McKinnon, Avalanche. And number 1, Connor McDavid, Edmonton Oilers. So there you have it for my top 100 players of the NHL season preseason edition. And now I'm going to do my preseason edition of my NBA point guard rankings. This is something I was supposed to do yesterday, but I had to push all the NBA stuff a day because of the big shows and whatnot. So, NBA point guard rankings. Without further ado, here we go. 88, Kevin Pongos, Cavaliers. 87, DJ Carton, Hornets. 86, Shaq Buchanan, Grizzlies. 85, Kuiper Sykes, Pacers. 84, Saban Lee, Pistons. 83, Chris Chiazza, Warriors. 82, Jason Preston, Clippers. 81, Jordan McLaughlin, Timberwolves. 80, Michael Mulder, Warriors. 79, Gabe Vincent, Heat. 78, Sharif Cooper, Hawks. 77, Frank Jackson, Pistons. 76, Jaden Springer, 76ers. 75, Tremont Waters, Bucks. 74, Raul Neto, Wizards. 73, DeLon Wright, Hawks. 72, Jared Butler, Jazz. 71, Ryan Arcidiacono, Celtics. 70, Javon Carter, Nets. 69, Javonte Green, Bulls. 68, Theo Maledon, Thunder. 67, Ish Smith, Hornets. 66, Dante Exum, Rockets. 65, Trey Jones, Spurs. 64, Trey Burke, Mavericks. 63, Tyus Jones, Grizzlies. 62, Ty Jerome, Thunder. 61, Dennis Smith Jr., Trailblazers. 60, Facundo Campazzo, Nuggets. 59, DJ Augustine, Rockets. 58, Thomas Satoransky, Pelicans. Michael Carter Williams, Magic, 57. 56, Alfred Payton, Suns. 55, Kira Lewis Jr., Pelicans. 54, TJ McConnell, Pacers. 53, Alex Caruso, Bulls. 52, Ricky Rubio, Cavaliers. 51, Josh Giddey, Thunder. 50, Davion Mitchell, Kings. 49, Malachi Flynn, Raptors. 48, Cole Anthony, Magic. 47, Manuel Quickley, Knicks. 46, Aferny Simmons, Trailblazers. 45, Monte Morris, Nuggets. 44, Jalen Brunson, Mavericks. 43, Bryn Forbes, Spurs. 42, Rajon Rondo, Lakers. 41, Shake Milton, 76ers. 40, Aaron Holiday, Wizards. 39, Cam Payne, Suns. 38, George Hill, Bucks. 37, Dennis Schroeder, Celtics. 36, Kendrick Nunn, Lakers. 35, Patty Mills, Nets. 34, Patrick Beverley, Timberwolves. 33, Victor Oladipo, Heat. 32, Killian Hayes, Pistons. 31, Markelle Fultz, Magic. 30, Derrick Rose, Knicks. 29, Goran Dragic, Raptors. 28, Marcus Smart, Celtics. 27, Reggie Jackson, Clippers. 26, Jordan Clarkson, Jazz. 25, Spencer Dinwiddie, Wizards. 24, Kevin Porter Jr., Rockets. 23, Darius Garland, Cavaliers. 22, D'Angelo Russell, Timberwolves. 21, Devontae Graham, Pelicans. 20, DeJounte Murray, Spurs. 19, Kemba Walker, Knicks. 18, Mike Conley, Jazz. 17, Malcolm Brogdon, Pacers. 16, Lonzo Ball, Bulls. 15, Jamal Murray, Nuggets. 14, De'Aaron Fox, Kings. 13, Fred VanVleet, Raptors. 12, Ben Simmons, 76ers. 11, LaMelo Ball, Hornets. 10, Kyle Lowry, Heat. 9, Drew Holiday, Bucks. 8, Kyrie Irving, Nets. 7, John Morant, Grizzlies. 6, Chris Paul, Suns. 5, Russell Westbrook, Lakers. 4, Trae Young, Hawks. 3, Damian Lillard, Trailblazers. 2, Stephen Curry, Warriors. And number 1, Luka Doncic, Dallas Mavericks. All due respect to Steph, I think Luka has took the crown. I think he's more valuable to his team potentially than Steph is this year, at least. Depending on the supporting staffs and whatnot. It was such a hard call, but I went with Luka. And he's somebody that's only getting better. Steph's gotten hurt a little bit over the last couple of years. In Dame's Dame, he belongs in that spot. Trae Young's emerged as a top 4 point guard, especially in the playoffs last year, carrying the Hawks to the conference finals. Westbrook and Paul are still Westbrook and Paul. John Morant's going to be better this year. Kyrie Irving's a little bit of a wild card because of the vaccine stuff. We'll see how that goes. Drew Holiday, very underrated player, helping Giannis lead the Bucks in their championship run. Kyle Lowry's just a steady point guard. And then LaMelo has a top 10 argument, and so does Ben Simmons. But Simmons has been dealing with his off-court drama, and LaMelo's only in his second season. So there you have it, the point guard rankings for the preseason. Okay, now I'm going to do my latest news and notes. A lot of stuff to get to. Just coming down, the Pittsburgh Penguins have signed forward Brian Boyle to a 1-year contract. I like Boyle. I like him a lot. He's a good role player. I think he'll help Pittsburgh in their bottom 6, especially with Crosby out and stuff. Coming down about 20 minutes ago is that Yankees owner Hal Steinbrenner leaning towards keeping Aaron Boone as manager and doesn't blame him for a disappointing season. Well, okay. I might have been wrong here. I thought that Aaron Boone was as good as gone. This kind of reminded me of Girardi. But that doesn't mean it's official that they're keeping him because he isn't under contract next year. Just like Joe Girardi wasn't under contract in 2018. So maybe they part ways and maybe, and that's coming down from ESPN. So that's probably passing. So, but the case for the Yankees keeping Aaron Boone, who are they really going to hire? I'm not the biggest Aaron Boone fan, as you guys know on this podcast. But I'm sorry, who are they going to hire? Joe Espada? He's another one of those Yankee puppet type of guys. And, Boone was the runner-up in the Manager of the Year 2 years ago because they won the American League East with a ton of injuries. So, it's funny how things change as the Yankee fan base went for him being a god 2 years ago till we want him fired. He's awful. So we'll see what happens. It's not official yet that they're bringing him back, but it looks like that Hal Steinbrenner wants to keep him. But I think he wants Cashman to have a say in this too. And I'm pro Brian Cashman. Yes, he's made some mistakes over the past 5 years, but imagine the Yankees getting rid of Brian Cashman and him going to the Mets and turning them into a perennial contender. The Yankees don't want that. So I'm in favor of keeping Brian Cashman, but Boone probably not, although I see why to keep Boone because who are they really going to realistically hire? And Joe Espada has no managerial experience. And guys that could potentially be available, Bob Melvin and Terry Francona, aren't guaranteed to be available. So, we'll see. I think they're waiting on Bob Melvin or Terry Francona potentially get let go, and then they're going to do something. But if I'm the Yankees, I hold off and wait till some of these other teams potentially make moves. So the big story from yesterday is that John Gruden resigned as Raiders head coach after emails containing racist, sexist, and anti-gay remarks were made public. I kind of thought this was in play yesterday, but I just didn't say it on the podcast. But that's just a classic, well, that was quick type of situation. But this Gruden era part 2 is, to me, a disappointment. They never made the playoffs. They were the Rabbit team a couple times where they got to a good start and faltered in the second half. And that was the last 2 years for them. So now the intern head coach will be Rich Biaskia, who is an assistant head coach. So we'll see how this team responds after this Gruden thing. And it's been a rough week for the Raiders. The Derek Carr comment about how SoFi Stadium was a home game for them, and then this Gruden stuff is just an abomination. And it's funny, a week ago, obviously nobody knew about this John Gruden stuff, but if you told me who's the coach most likely to resign or part ways with their team, it would have been Urban Meyer. And Urban Meyer is still the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then Gruden came out and apologized and says that he said he was sorry and I never meant to hurt anyone. And he said he resigned because he doesn't want to be a distraction. And then DeMar Smith came out and said a statement on Twitter. So that was the big news from yesterday about Gruden. Speaking of coaches, John Cooper, 3-year extension with the Lightning through the 2024-25 season. Tampa is my home. It's great to be able to be back. That's what John Cooper said. So the Kyrie Irving vaccination thing is a huge deal. And Kevin Durant and James Harden are to meet and discuss Kyrie. as they'll meet with the team's governor and GM to make a decision on Irving's playing status. So that's interesting. And the other big story from yesterday that got overshadowed due to the Gruden stuff was that Ben Simmons is returning to the 76ers as he landed in Philly, and the team is hopeful of progressing toward a return. So keep an eye on that. LiAngelo Ball joins the G League as the middle brother will enter the 23rd draft after playing with the Hornets during the Summer League. So some NFL injury news. Joe Burrow released from the hospital as he apparently should be okay after being evaluated for potential throat contusion. And Zach Taylor says that the quarterback is in good shape after being hospitalized with the contusion. Oof. Trey Lance has a sprained knee as it's a non-serious injury that's likely a 1-2 week thing. Yikes. Imagine if he was out, that would be a disaster for the Niners. And so Juju Smith-Schuster out for the season, but the surgery has not been performed yet despite an earlier report. So Ian Rappaport corrected that report. So the rumor that he had surgery 2 days ago was false. Kenny Golladay to miss week 6 with a knee injury. That is just a disaster. They're down 3 receivers. Maybe they get Slayton or Shepard back for this one. Meanwhile, Kadarius Toney has been awesome these last 2 weeks. Awesome. That right now actually looks like a decent draft pick. And now they have the Bears first rounder. Maybe the Bears aren't that bad, but we'll see. They still have a bad coach, Matt Nagy, and that's a team that I think could falter with a couple bad weeks. And Toney apologizes for throwing a punch and getting ejected against the Cowboys. The Padres job, as we know, is open, and San Diego has been looking at some big names. Ron Washington, Bruce Bochy, Buck Showalter. I don't think Buck Showalter is somebody that... I know he's a great manager, but he never wins the big one. And don't forget, he single-handedly murdered the Orioles by not letting Zach Britton pitch the 9th inning in 2016 in that wild card game in Toronto. I'll never get over that. Not such a bad move. Bruce Bochy, I think, would be the guy. And I think that he should be on the Yankees' radar if they get let go of Aaron Boone. I think that the Mets should be all over Bruce Bochy. Ron Washington's been to a World Series with the Rangers. So maybe Ron Washington, after a couple years out of the league, could get another chance. So we'll see where the Padres go. And Martin Maldonado clapped back at the White Sox. Maldonado was happy to have extra motivation after White Sox pitcher Ryan Tepera implied that the Astros were stealing signs at home plate. And last one is that Austin Matthews out opening week as he recovers from wrist surgery. So there you have it for news and notes for the day. Now I'm going to recap last night's episode of Dancing with the Stars. As we told you yesterday, Disney doubleheader day, or double deuce day. Last night was Heroes, tonight's Villains. First up was JoJo and Jenna as I did a Vinette's Waltz dance to A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes by Eileen Woods, and they got a 35. Melanie and Gleb did a jazz number to Step in Time by Dick Van Dyke and got a 31. Matt and Lindsay did a quick step routine in credits by Michael Giacchino. They got a 26. Jimmy and Emma did a Paso Doble routine to I'll Make a Man Out of You by Donny Osmond. They got a 30, but they got the bonus points awarded for winning the Mickey Dance Challenge. So they essentially got 32 points. Amanda and Ella did a rumba dance to You'll Be in My Heart by Phil Collins. They got a 32. Olivia and Val did a samba routine to I Just Can't Wait to Be King by Jason Weaver, Rowan Atkinson, and Laura Williams of The Lion King. They got a 35. The Miz and Whitney did a quick step number to Friend Like Me by Will Smith. They got a 31. I thought that was a good number. I think they got underscored a little bit. Kenya and Brandon did a contemporary to How Far Will I Go from Moana by Oli Caravallo. They got a 29. Brian and Sharna did a waltz number to Someday My Prince Will Come by Ray Chu from Snow White. Got a 25. Sonny and Sasha did a salsa dance to Colombia, Me, Encanto by Carlos Vives from Encanto. Got a 33. Melora and Artem did a quick step dance to I Want to Be Like You from The Jungle Book by Christopher Walken, and they got a 36. Cody and Cheryl are back. They did a jive dance to Stand Out by Tevin Campbell from a Goofy movie and got a 27. And Amon and Daniela did a foxtrot number to Let It Go by Idina Menzel from Frozen and got a 30. So the vote off is going to be tomorrow, it looks like, as no elimination took place last night. Last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. This is a tough one. A lot of options. Yesterday was a winner with Atlanta. I'm glad I took them instead of Tampa Bay. But I'm going to go to college football and take Louisiana Lafayette getting the 4.5 against App State as my best bet of the day. I just think that they're better at home, and this should be a less than a 4-point game. So, or less than a 5-point game per se. So give me Louisiana Lafayette plus the 4.5 against App State as my best bet of the day. All right, so there you have it for today's show. I'll be back tomorrow recapping college football, MLB playoffs, WNBA Game 2 tomorrow between the Mercury and the Sky, news and notes, Dancing with the Stars, Masked Singer, hockey, and my best bet for you as well as NBA shooting guard rankings. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.